What is the beef? Chefs, I hope we are good. I hope we are well. Monday morning here in Melbourne and finished a bit of yoga and a bodyweight session, starting the week off right, and a bit of inspiration, I suppose, that shot into my mind for the video that we're about to go into. So I hope everyone's good. I hope everyone's surviving, first and foremost, because it is fucking tough out there. But this video is about injecting you with a bit of life. It's about injecting you with some motivation, some inspiration to drive you forward. No, this is not about 5G and fucking getting a tinfoil hat on, even though that's potentially a valid conversation. But this is a conversation about understanding that how we feel right now is not random. How we feel right now is not random. And I'm not talking about all the shit that's going on outside with the pandemic. It is a part of it, but it's not the main part of it. And we've got to be able to make certain decisions that drive us forward and make us feel better and ultimately win out the next couple of days and the next couple of weeks. So I'll give you a quick story as a background. So as I finish off my sessions and I've let the feeling of wanting to puke wane after I've taken a couple of minutes and shot a couple of videos, that I'm feeling really, really good and really, really positive right now. Really, really positive. Wasn't necessarily the case the past 2 days. I had a really, really, really nice weekend with my missus, and we fucking celebrated Easter last night. Had a nice bit of lamb, bottle of wine, bit of chocolate afterwards, as you do on an Easter Sunday. And the day before, we had a fairly we went for a walk, but it was a fairly ill-disciplined day as well. And I always notice myself that I don't live with regret. I know exactly what I'm doing when I make those decisions, but I also know how it makes me feel. And I know when I've been ill-disciplined for 2 days. And I usually take it easy over the weekend because I push myself during the week. But sometimes over the weekend, I feel sluggish. I'd say the word to describe it sometimes would be slovenly, right? Slovenly. What does that mean? Well, it just means you're kind of like, fucking eating shite and, not feel like, you wish you could fucking get it out of your system and sweat it out, but you can't, and you're sitting in your gaff. And that kind of slovenly feeling. I kind of had that last night, and it was causing me a little bit of fear. As I was sitting on the couch and we were watching a film and we just finished a bit of dinner, and just feeling like, oh, fuck, man. I really wish I could just get out and run and do something to fucking get this out of my system. So as I woke up this morning, it was like I knew that I wasn't going to feel like that again. I didn't want to feel like that again. And I had to drive massive action to get myself into a good space, because I want to win today and I want to have a really fucking good week, and I'm making sure that I'm going to start my week right. So as I start off, we wake up this morning, we get the yoga going, we have some app that we got for free, we do our 20-minute yoga, and then I've been testing out the sessions that I'm going to give the chefs in the coaching program next week. I've been trialing them on myself. So I blast out that session, and as I'm going through the session, it's extremely tough, really, really fucking hard what I'm doing, and tunes are pumping. And it's one of those moments where I want to puke in between sets, and I just sit down, catch my breath, get up, do it again. Catch my breath, get up, do it again. Before I know it, I'm covered in sweat. And, I've got that feeling of, fuck, I've gotten everything out of my system. And as I finish the session and I sit down satisfied and I try and catch my breath, it's like, fuck, how we feel is not random. How we feel is not random. Every feeling that you have right now, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's indifferent, can be traced back to something that you've done before or something that you did not do before. The feeling that I was having on Sunday, where I was feeling a bit slovenly and a bit sluggish and, just a bit in my own head, it was because I hadn't made the decision to fucking get out for a run or get the bodyweight session done and get it out of my system. You know what I mean? That's why I exercise. It's the tool to fucking get all the shitty emotions out of myself, get my physical body in a good place. And when I don't do that and, my food isn't great, I know how that makes me feel. And it's not random when I feel shit, and I'm not sitting there wondering, oh my God, I wonder why I feel this way. I feel this way because I made a choice, whether it's good or bad, and that's the result. For a lot of you, it's going to be the exact same thing. In the position that you're in right now, you could be sitting in your gaff and just feeling like you've got cabin fever and feeling shit and feeling all of these terrible emotions. A little bit how I felt last night, even though I had a great night with my missus. And you got to understand that when you feel like that, you got to ask yourself, well, how do I want to fucking feel? How do I want to actually feel? Do I want to feel good or do I want to feel bad? And for me, I don't like feeling like shit. You know, I really don't. I don't like feeling like shit. So when I felt like that this morning, I had to get up and I had to get on the offensive and go and fucking attack it. And remember how I felt last night. I don't want to feel like that. I'm using that as motivation today and I'm fucking driving it forward. You know what I mean? And when I wanted to give up in that session, I remembered that slovenly feeling of me sitting on the fucking couch the night before. It's like, no, you dickhead, get the fuck up and do it again. You know, and keep going until you did what you follow through and do what you said you would do. And I did. And the feeling is, and it's not about being Johnny Big Bollocks. There's plenty of times where I haven't done that and I've felt the consequences. But when you do it, when you do the thing you know you should do, when you do the thing you know you need to do, there's a feeling of satisfaction. There's a feeling of, fuck, I feel really positive now. I actually feel really good. I'm at ease. That's all mental. That's all of us have that battle in our mind on a daily basis. It's really important. And I think whatever you're doing right now, it's a Sunday night, maybe you're watching this back home. When you wake up tomorrow, you have a choice. And you can make the choice to sleep in for fucking extended periods of time, wake up and get nothing done, and then sit down and look at your phone and watch the TV, and the day will pass you by and you will feel like dog shit. Or you can wake up earlier and get on and fucking attack it. Whatever your tool is for attack. I recommend exercise, whatever your fucking tool of attack is. Might be cleaning the gaff, might be doing anything. Might be a combination of those things. But if you want to feel good, remember you got to make decisions like that. Make the decision to get up earlier. Make the decision to exercise. Make the decision to put a bit of a structure on your day. Make the decision to clean the gaff before you sit down. Make the decision to do that thing in the fucking clear the spare room or do that thing in the back garden that you've been putting off for so long before you relax. Because when you make those decisions, the knock-on effect is that you feel really good mentally and usually physically, depending on what you're doing. Whereas if we make the decision to ignore the thing we need to do and do the thing we want to do, which is usually sit down and do fuck all, then what ends up happening is we end up feeling like shit, you know? How we feel is not random. It always goes back. Take a couple of steps back. What did you do yesterday? What did you do this morning? Cool. That's determining how you feel right now. So think about it as you all, I suppose, we start off this week. You know, I knew I had to be very deliberate. I don't want to feel like a fucking sack of shit like I did last night. So I'm not going to let that happen. So wake up, I go on the attack. Think about that tomorrow. You know, what little bit of progress can you make? And don't aim for perfection. Don't try and be a fucking hero. It's progress, not perfection. What little thing can you do tomorrow morning when you wake up just to make sure that you're putting yourself on the offensive? Is it waking up that hour earlier and cleaning the house? You know what I mean? Is it cutting the fucking grass? Is it getting a bodyweight session done? Don't tell me you don't know what to do. You can ask me. You can fucking look it up on YouTube. There's plenty of stuff to be doing. You know what I mean? Every fucking gimp has got a fucking bodyweight workout up. But it's the action and doing something that counts. So chefs, that's what I want you to bear in mind. Use that as a bit of inspiration and motivation. You can feel the way you want to feel, but it has to be fucking, you know, achieved through making a positive decision. So carry out the decisions that I just spoke about. Much love to all of you. I hope you are all keeping well. And yeah, we start off a strong week. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Good night. Good luck.